Hello, everybody, and welcome to my Impact Wrestling review. Hopefully, this gets uploaded soon. It's been a little problems getting this up, but pretty much Impact Wrestling in New York City this time at the Melrose Ballroom. Done with Philadelphia, now to New York City again. Pretty much as they build more and more into Slammiversary. A lot of things going on tonight. Don Callis and Josh Matthews on commentary. Pretty much kicking off the show right off the bat with a tag team match. Sabu and Rob Van Dam with Super Genie. I'm surprised Sabu was actually back on these tapings again. I thought he was going to be for a one-time thing in Philly just because ECW. We get a lot of ECW nowadays, but New York and Philly are pro ECW crowd, so I shouldn't be surprised. But Sabu teaming with RVD going against the North. All Ego, Ethan Page, and Josh Alexander. I'm sure Canada's doing big right now ever since they won the NBA championship. So the North is really doing real big things out here, okay, as Canada in general. But this tag team match with Van Dam and Sabu versus the North, not a bad match. I will say this. RVD looked a little bit more better out here than what I've kind of seen what he did in Philly. So this is like the old RVD. Sabu can still go. I know people say surprisingly Sabu can still go, but the guy can still do a whole bunch of crazy stuff and jump off of chairs and like a poetry emotion and still do double teams with RVD and stuff. But they hit a good tornado DDT out there too. I thought it was good. But as the match went on, RVD and Sabu were gonna go for, I guess, an Arabian facebuster and 5-star frog splash at the same time. But Sabu was able to hit it on Ethan Page. RVD was knocked off the top rope by Moose as he ran out. Like I said, Sabu hit, not Sabu, but Josh Alexander hit Sabu with a gutbuster after that. They end up hitting him with the Thunder Valley for the win. Pretty much right after that, I believe Josh Alexander his nose was bleeding out there. Moose pretty much made fun of RVD doing his whole thing, his whole pose and stuff. Dreamer pretty much came into the ring then, knocking Moose into the ring because he was on the entrance ramp. Pretty much knocking him back into the ring then after that, as RVD and Sabu threw a chair at him then after that. Why do I keep saying after that? RVD, he was going to hit a Van Terminator with a chair, but I think Sabu was on the chair to his face, but Moose pretty much rolled out of the ring then after that as RVD's music hit then. So not a bad tag match, and this whole RVD and Moose thing feud still kind of goes into it's still gonna go into Slammiversary, so it builds up more of the feud. Moose was pretty much then yelling at the North then saying, hey, I had y'all back, why didn't y'all have my back? The North pretty much said, we know what you said about us, saying, Canadian boys not being good enough, so we are good. And, we beat RVD, something you couldn't do, alright? Moose pretty much says they were disrespectful. Alexander pretty much got in Moose's face, and pretty much says, you're lucky that Page is holding me back from knocking your teeth down your throat. And as the North left, Moose pretty much saying, you guys are bastards, and just like RVD and most of this whole ECW area. And he's gonna kill ECW, as he says, which I'm sure many people said they're gonna kill ECW in the past. And that's gonna start off with Tommy Dreamer, and they would know who the legend known as Moose is going to happen. Jessica Havoc, who made a return to Impact last week. I haven't seen Havoc in a very long time. Jessica Havoc. I remember. I'm trying to remember because it was like 2014, 13. I remember she was in the company. Really trying to remember this. Like, I remember she was in the company. She was the champion. I remember they were trying to build her up big against Awesome Kong at one point, like 2015. And I remember she just disappeared. I think she was supposed to have a WWE tryout, but then something, I don't remember what happened. And, I know Havoc was on that WoW show on Access TV and stuff, but pretty much then after that, I guess, she's back in Impact now. So, now teaming with James Mitchell and Sue Young and stuff. So, James Mitchell being the leader of this whole thing. Jessica Havoc pretty much beat up Jobber after that. pretty much to showcase her power. James Mitchell didn't cut a promo. Really great promo, by the way, from James Mitchell. Is that Rosemary needs to take care of her anger management problems because Rosemary's emotions have left collateral damage in her wake. That's why Allie is dead. And he tried to be polite to Rosemary and said, "Give us Sue Young back and everything for the whole." What was it, the Demon College stuff? But James Mitchell pretty much says, I'm a reasonable man and a diplomat. But Rosemary brought this on herself. That, like I said, your friend is dead and you put your hands on me. But now I have my secret weapon. I'm going to say reppin'. Secret weapon. And his secret weapon was the Kaju, he said. The Kaju Queen, Havoc, Sue Young could pretty much, not Sue Young, but, Havoc, his secret weapon. And like Kaju, Havoc squashed Rosemary like Godzilla in Tokyo. And then Mitchell pretty much said that he's broken the spell of this whole demon collar, even though he just touched it last week. And that Taya Valkyrie was, unfortunately, hit by this shockwave. Yes, shockwave. But after being hit by that shockwave, Mitchell pretty much said that, he has was a fearful symmetry of Havoc. And that, Mitchell said that he's found a way to pay his debt to Havoc since she's been a big help. And that she will be the next Knockouts champion. And he promises that Havoc will use Rosemary's broken and twisted carcass as a launch pad on her road to becoming the new Knockouts champion. So great promo by James Mitchell. Good squash match by Havoc out there. I want to see where this whole weird team is going. No undead segment, realm segment, crazy thing like that. Just a simple, straight logic promo to the point, and pretty much James Mitchell making his mission statement that Havoc is going to kill Rosemary. So that's kind of the plan from that. Pretty much after that, the Desi Hit Squad, I don't know, Raj Singh went against Cody Deaner, even though they had like a tag match last week, I believe, or before that. This was not a bad one-on-one match, as I guess we're going to see one-on-ones from these two teams next week also, with probably, Cousin Jake, or Jake Deaner, and Rohit Raju. This wasn't bad. Pretty much, of course, Gama and them got involved and he faked a heart attack and everything, as Raj hit this overdrive on Cody Deaner's arm for the win. So it wasn't a bad match, I'll give it that. So, but where is this going with these two teams? Because Desi Hit Squad seem to lose every time I ever see them, and the Deaners are kind of a joke team, really. So I don't know what's gonna come from this, but we'll see. Melissa Santos then interviewed Michael Elgin backstage, as she talked about him facing the Mack tonight, Willie Mack. Elgin says he hates stubborn people and that Mack is stubborn, and that Elgin's power bombed the Mack onto the truck, well, a few weeks ago, and he had Mack's number during the match until Swan came in. Next thing you know, Johnny Impact came in with Johnny Bravo, as he's holding the big X Division thing going on, and Johnny pretty much said that he was acting like he could take the, he had the phone from him and say like, listen, oh yeah, you want to talk to me? Okay. Okay, I just got off the phone at the hospital. The Mack's not there yet, huh? Had him on speed dial. Where is he? He's not there yet. As Johnny pretty much said that, he was going to help him next time. Elgin says he didn't want any of Johnny's help or any chance of it. But, pretty much then, Elgin walked off as Johnny pretty much says, listen, I'm not complimenting on his or anything. He doesn't have any. As Johnny Johnny Bravo pretty much, said, hey, he talked about his new hair or whatever it was going with, highlight or whatever. But, him still being a narcissist and telling Elgin, like, hey, you still haven't put him in the hospital yet? I thought you were this guy that's going to put everyone in the hospital. But I see you're not doing anything. Do I have to do all the work around here? Huh? Not a bad promo from Impact, though. Rosemary didn't cut a promo in some purple room, talking about, diplomacy. There's no time for diplomacy. And Havoc and Mitchell are all going to pay for what happened. And, his pet or owners or whatever. Because Rosemary said that, Mitchell, you like to own monsters a lot. But the last monster you had, you couldn't even control. Abyss, that was the only monster he really controlled for years and then lost control of him. But this is different, I see. But it's all going to end in the same. And that this is all a big joke. That the Shadow has put us on a mission now to take the Knockouts title back to the Hive. And that's going to become a collision course between Havoc and Rosemary. So a good promo from Rosemary at that point. Sami Callihan was in the women's locker room as Alicia Edwards was checking on that girl that was squashed by Havoc, saying that Sami can't be here. But it's 2019, there's equal rights and everything, so I can walk in anything I want. Tessa Blanchard said you can't be in this room, the women's locker room, and Sami says, he thought it was a waiting room at one point. I don't know why we have OVE versus Tessa Blanchard. I still don't know where this is going, but I'm sure this is going to be a match between Callihan and Blanchard. Sami pretty much says, he doesn't like Tessa sticking her nose in OVE's business. And Tessa said that, she could kick all of OVE's ass if she wants to. Sami said, it's going to be a different story next week, because next week's going to be one-on-one, and you'll be facing Jake Kristen. She agreed to it. She challenged it. Sami accepted and says, you just made a big mistake after that. Jordynne Grace came out to go against Madison Rayne as Kiera Hogan, which she had blue hair now on commentary. This was actually a really good match that was pretty enjoyable, I will say that. Pretty brutal, too, especially with Jordynne Grace knocking Madison Rayne out of the ring after, she tried, I guess, not skin the cat, but jump over the top rope to land onto the apron, but pretty much fell after that. This was a really good match. You even saw a muscle buster from Jordynne Grace, and pretty much Madison Rayne still kicked out. Even a ripcord cutter to the outside of the ring. Jordynne Grace was pretty much about to get the win at one point, because I think it was after the whole muscle buster, but Madison Rayne kicked out. Kiera Hogan kept calling out Jordynne Grace as Jordynne Grace was on the top rope, pretty much hitting the turnbuckle, then pretty much jawing back at Kiera Hogan. Pretty much Madison Rayne took the opening and took Grace down, but Grace recovered. I guess about to go for her finisher at one point, but since she was distracted, Madison Rayne got out of it. Pretty much hit the cross Rayne for the win and won. This, like I said, wasn't, she didn't really do that much, Kiera Hogan, other than being on commentary, I guess, to get this whole new character over, which is, we'll see where this is going. I guess she's in a feud with Jordynne Grace right now. But yeah, Madison Rayne didn't really have a cheap tactic to win. Kind of clean. It does protect Jordynne Grace though, just because she was distracted. And Madison Rayne got a good solid win. I will say that. Not a bad match from these two. I don't know where this is going with this new heel Kiera Hogan, but I am interested to see what's gonna happen. They showed the whole Eddie Edwards and Killer Kross feud. I don't know, man. Killer Kross, I don't even know how long Killer Kross is still going to be in this company, to be honest. And I like Killer Kross. I really do in Impact. I think he's great. But after the recent interview I've heard from him, I don't know. I don't know how long Scarlett Bordeaux will be in the company, too. Just go look at his interview. You'll see what he kind of said about his status, which, I don't know. They told him to get another job. I don't know how true that is in that. But according to him it is, but I don't know. Impact, I don't know what's going on with the contracts or whatever the case is with contracts, but they should kind of get their stuff together. Like I said, Killer Kross is great, okay? That's the guy you need in the company, all right? But if he ends up leaving, I think WWE would know what to do with him, number one, okay? Even if Scarlett Bordeaux leaves with him also, WWE would not know what to do with those two. Both of them will probably go to AEW for all I know. But Killer Kross, I don't know. I like the guy, but I heard he wants to face John Moxley also, and I would like if he was in New Japan right now and facing them. That'd be really good too. But I don't know what will come from this. I guess we should just wait and see what happens with Killer Kross. Why is he fighting the Sandman? Why is Sandman in a match? Sandman, who, and by the way, he didn't even have an entrance. He just came from the crowd because we can't do Enter the Sandman, probably due to copyrights in Metallica or whatever. But he just kept trying to hit Killer Kross with the kendo stick, but Kross pretty much just got out of it and put him in the cross jacket. So this wasn't much of a match. I don't know how well Sandman can still go. Sandman can still move, but I tell you, man, Impact's really going back to this. A lot of ECW going on around here. And, as he kept holding the cross jacket in, Eddie Edwards came out and made the save, saying this isn't over. I'm sure this is going to be a match at Slammiversary with these two, so we'll see what comes from that. LAX was in the back, pretty much, I guess, celebrating. They still had the liquor. They had the titles. Conan said you shouldn't be celebrating like this, but hey, man, we're multi-time champions. We're the last TNA Tag Team Champions. Yeah, it's not technically TNA no more, so I guess you're right. And pretty much Conan said, you almost lost last week. Boy, Ortiz pretty much brought out saying that, Trey wasn't even in the match, but still, Santana had that black eye right there. He looked like Quasimodo. But, hey, we still the champs and everything. But you lost because you weren't on point like decimals. And you didn't treat the Rascals seriously, okay? Stop taking them as a joke. But Conan pretty much said that I'm retired. I ain't got to do nothing. He said, what do you retire? You out there with us anyway. And they talked about something with the Laredo kid, I guess, was coming to celebrate with him. Next thing you know, the Rascals came in there. Talk about Trey getting involved, but Trey blamed Ortiz alcohol. He drank it and everything. Where my alcohol at? Y'all owe me my drink back, okay? But Vince pretty much says, you know what? We want a rematch. All right, listen, that's cute, but it's not happening, okay? You got one, it was fun, but it's not happening. But Trey pretty much said, we want a rematch, all right? And it doesn't matter, we will get one. But Conan says, you know what? I respect y'all for coming in here to do what y'all doing. But then, Wentz yelled at him, and he says, LAX should respect the Rascals because we are the best tag team in the world. And then, pretty much pushed Santana. Conan pretty much, I guess, told him to do something. I don't know, it was in Spanish. Santana pretty much, he said, respect, huh? Respect. Pretty much they brawled, all three men brawled with each other. Well, six of them all brawled with each other. LAX got the upper hand, beating the crap out of the Rascals, and then they had like the first person camera, and it's all, you want respect, we'll show you respect, as they kept stepping on them then and stepping on them and just left them there. It says, there's your respect. And you know what? You got your rematch, all right? Next thing you know, Laredo kid kind of just walks in what was going on, and next thing you know, he just pretty much robs Desmond Xavier for his wallet, and they go out to celebrate. So he doesn't know what's going on, but I'm going to take your money, though. Hey, just walked in there and stole all his stuff. So, what do you want me to say from that? But not a bad segment, though. At least the Rascals looked more serious this time. Most likely, this will be a match into Slammiversary. The Smoke Show, which I haven't seen in a very long time, with followed by Scarlett Bordeaux. I didn't even know KM left the company. I really didn't know that. That's probably why they just had followed by and Scarlett Bordeaux as a team. As they welcome Taya and Johnny Bravo into the show, Scarlett pretty much says, "Hey, good, I got another hot blonde I can, finally relate to." And two of us surrounded by hot men. Taya didn't really like she wanted to be there, and pretty much, what does the Johnny stand for? Scarlett said. He said it stands for erotic. Taya pretty much told Johnny Bravo to shut up. It says hurry up, whatever this is going on his couch. Pretty much Scarlett offered champagne, but it says in Slam Town we only drink Persian champagne, not this cheap stuff from Queens. Scarlett pretty much said that, Taya must have the pants in this relationship because she's the champion and Johnny's not the champion. So does it get awkward for you? Taya said do not mention her husband ever again. And what happens in Slamtown stays in Slamtown. And Scarlett wondered about this whole 30-day rule thing that's been going on and stuff. If you don't defend the title in 30 days, they would take the title away from you, stripping it away. As Taya said, the word strip is something Scarlett is probably familiar with. Taya says she is not worried because, she says that the Knockouts division is full of orcs. Scarlett said something, I think she had an orc in college or whatever. But Scarlett pretty much said that she announced that, you got to defend your title against Su Yung next week. As Taya looked pissed and blamed Johnny Bravo, walking away as Fallah Bahh stood there and drank more of the champagne. So Taya, I guess, now is worried about going in Su Yung next week. Where will this go? I don't know, but she's got to abide by that 30-day rule. Main event time, Unbreakable Michael Elgin versus Willie Mack. Very great match. Enjoyed this match a lot. These two went insane, okay? I gotta say, the Mack and Elgin put on a great match out there. It pretty much ended up with, Elgin using Swan as a shield at one point to stop the Mack and then throwing him with a backbreaker. But, Mack still went at him. But as he got on the top rope, Mack knocked him down, hit him with a buckle bomb, did an Elgin bomb for the win. He pretty much was going to do another power bomb on him, but Swann came in for the save with an enziguri. Johnny Impact came out and attacked Rich Swann in after that, taking him out. And pretty much, you know, he did like a razor's edge thing or something on Rich Swann. Pretty much was going to shake Elgin's hand, which he did shake his hand, but Michael Elgin pretty much hit him with a German suplex as fans chanted Big Mike. He put on his glasses and then pretty much picked up the Mack, then power bombing him into the turnbuckle after that, pretty much closing the show. So a very great main event from both Impact and not Impact, but both Elgin and the Mack, and you know, Swann and Johnny Impact being involved. So, you know, these people have been putting on some great matches in the past few weeks now, I will say that. I know the world champion is not there, Cage. I don't even know if he was there for these tapes, but he should be good to go by the time Slammiversary comes into play. But I don't know if he was in these tapings or not, but hopefully he's better soon. So I don't know until I see more of it, but this is, I know Cage has been on the show, but at least things have been occupied very well in the main event scene. So we'll see what comes more from this. But a very solid edition of Impact, especially in the New York town this time. We'll see what happens next week. But I did enjoy this show, though. I did like it, and we'll see what happens next week. But I don't know, man. I will say, I say this every week. Impact, you need a new TV deal, right? This Pursuit crap ain't working. After that debacle the week before, too, when you play the same episode from last week, especially probably watch on Twitch if you want to have fun in the chat room and that, or whatever Melissa Santos and Don Callis are doing. But you need a different TV deal, and I don't know what's going on with these contracts or whatever, but I already said what I had to say. But another solid edition. Like I said, the show's really great. Impact itself has been a very good show. Can't really say nothing bad about it. It's been a great roster. Just got to work more on the business side, in my opinion. But they are building very well in the anniversary, and I like a lot of stuff that's going on here, okay? But we'll see what happens next week. I'm going to go from here. I'm out of here. See you guys later. Peace. Comment, subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at HoodedKnight890, and I will see you guys later. Peace out.